will be solving week 2, day 5 HackerRank problems from 100 Days of Coding series by vcode CSI chapter. Today's questions are based on sets and tuples, and the first question is writing a program to find the union of two sets. The task is to compute the union of two sets combining all unique elements present in either of the sets. This problem reinforces understanding of fundamental set operations and properties. So basically, the input is of the form in the curly braces we give 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and this is how the output should be displayed. So let's go ahead and write the program for this. Okay, so first we take the input in this variable called ip input dot strip. So we basically strip any trailing white spaces, and then we write this variable parts dot equals to ip dot split at curly braces and a comma. So what this basically does is it will divide this input into two parts. Uh, from here to here we will get one part, and from here to here we will get another part, because the function splits the input at exactly this string, the ending curly braces and a comma. So after that we define a list called sets, which we will use again in the future. For now, let's traverse through this list called parts with this for loop. For p in parts, p is equals to p dot replace this curly braces with an empty character dot replace if any ending curly braces also with an empty character, and strip any white spaces that might remain. And after doing this operation, we are basically just left with 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, 5 in this case, or just a comma b and b comma c in this case. So now what we need to do is store these numbers 1, 2, 3, the numbers on which we will be creating two sets and performing the union operation. So that is the most important data we are concerned about. All these curly braces and commas are unnecessary to us. So now let's focus on how to store these numbers 1, 2, and 3. So we create another list called elements p dot split at a comma. So at every comma, the string will be split, and we will get 1, 2, 3 separately, or A in quotations and B in quotations and separately, and will be stored in this elements list. We also will declare another variable current set, which is a set, and now we will be traversing through this list. Inside this, we are traversing in parts. Now we will be traversing through this elements. For e in elements, e equals to e dot strip, just in case there we might get any trailing white spaces. If not e, continue, just in case if we get any empty strings. If e is a digit, then current set dot add the we add this e into the current set after casting it into integer type. Else if length of e is greater than or equal to 3, and so basically if e is not a digit, then it would probably be a character, and all characters are basically stored in quotations over here. So in the bare minimum we will be getting 3 characters for this a. So length e is greater than or equal to 3, and this first element is equal to the last element, which are basically the quotations. If that is the case, then that would definitely be the letters or character. Then again we add them into the current set, but since we don't really need the quotation marks, we just add 1 till -1. So now we are adding from the second character till the last but one character, basically over here. So we are effectively removing these quotation marks at both ends. So after that, else if none of these cases are true, then just add that E into the set. And after that, the traversing through the elements is complete. And now we let's dot append. We add this current set. We add this set into this list called sets. And with that, after this is iterated 2 times for each of these two parts in for each of these two p in parts, then we will be getting all the what do you call it, all the important data into this current set, and it will be stored in this list. So now both the lists upon which we need to perform the union operation are in this list. So what we do is result is equals to, here we will get the resulting union of sets. Result is equals to sets 0 union sets 1. So here we are performing this union operation with the set 0, the first set stored in the list, and set 1, the second set stored in the list. And then we print this result. So let's go ahead and run this Python file. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we run it again, A, B, B, C, and execute A, C, B. Alright, so both the sample cases have been executed successfully. So let's move on to the next problem. Okay, next problem, we will be writing a program to count occurrences of elements in a tuple. Given a tuple of repeated elements, your task is to count the number of occurrences of each element, unique element, and return the result in the form of a dictionary. This question assesses comprehension of iteration and mapping concepts. For 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 1 is 1, 2 times 2. All right, so these are the two sample cases. So let's go ahead and write the program for this. Okay, so basically we store the input in this variable called IP and take the input. We strip it of any trailing white spaces, remove the parentheses at both ends, and strip any extra white spaces that might possibly be inside the parentheses. And now we store the raw elements in this list called raw elements by using split function on this input on wherever there are commas. So what happens now is basically these parentheses, we will take this input, discard any trailing white spaces which might exist, and then discard these parentheses over here, and then finally discard any other white spaces which might be inside these parentheses. And after that, we basically divide everything up based on these commas, and store them all in this raw elements list. After that, we initialize another list called elements. Okay, this is another list. We will be using it right now. For now, we will be traversing through this raw elements. For E in raw elements, E is equals to E dot strip, just in case to take care of any trailing white spaces. And if not E, continue based on the same logic used before. If E is a digit, we will add it into elements dot append in the form of integer, else if length of E greater than or equal to 3. And even here, just like in the previous sum, if the length is greater than or equal to 3 and the first character is equal to the last character is equal to just quotation marks, then elements dot append E from 1 to first character to last but one character. If all these fail, then elements dot append just add E into that set. Okay, so now all the elements have been parsed into this list called elements, and now we can basically just traverse through this list and find the frequency of all the unique elements. For item in LMs, before that, let's just define this dictionary called frequency and write frequency of specific item is equals to dot get item comma 0 plus 1. And now we print this frequency. So let's execute this program. Yeah, 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 3 comma 3. One number of 1, two number of 2s, three number of 3s. So we did get the correct answer. Let's execute again. This time A, B, A, and C. So let's see. Two A's, one B, and one C. Perfect. So sample test cases have been solved, and we can go ahead and move on to the next problem. Question 3. Write a program to find the symmetric difference between two sets. This program involves finding elements that are unique to each set but not shared between them. It evaluates your understanding of set operations and logical comparisons in Python. So these are the sample cases. Okay. This is how the input should be given, and this is the output. These, okay. So let's go ahead and write the Python program for this. Okay, so this problem is very similar to the first problem. We just take the input and strip any white spaces and define this parts list and split based on closing braces and a comma. Define this another list called sets. Now traversal for P in parts. P is equals to P dot replace the opening braces with an empty character dot replace closing braces with another empty character dot strip any trailing white spaces. So now we get to elements is equals to p dot split at a comma and define the current set. All right. And now traverse through this elements for E in elements. E is equals to E dot strip white space. If not E, continue. If E is digit, then we add it into current set dot add. After casting it into a integer, else if same condition as in the first question, length of E is greater than or equal to 3 and E starts and ends with a quotation mark, then current set dot add E after removing these quotation marks. All right. Else if all these fail, then we just add it directly without any parsing. And now it's done. Now we have traversed all through elements and stored all the important required data into this current set. And now we append that into this sets list. Append current set. So now both the sets are stored into this list. So we get the result, the required symmetric difference between two sets by applying this operation. Sets 0, the first set, symmetric with symmetric difference at 1. This gives us the symmetric difference stored between the set in the 0th index of this list and first index of this list. And then we print this result. So now let's execute this program and 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, enter 1, 2, 4, 5. Since 3 is present in both the sets, we will not get it in the symmetric difference. Now let's go ahead and try this for the second second test case. A, B, and B, C. A, B, and B, C. Enter AC. So there we have it. Both these sample cases have been satisfied. And so this is how you solve all these three Python problems in HackerRank for week 2, day 5 on sets and tuples. So I hope you understood these problems. Let's meet again.